Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. This peace greeting is really only for those of you in my normal audience. The ones about whom I will be talking, I will not be talking peacefully. But I'm addressing you, and that's why I'm addressing you with the peace greeting. When a fan at a music event told Brittany Renner, old funky tale, that he loved PJ Washington, she reacted by getting in his face, and we've all heard the story. This man didn't threaten her, and he didn't throw anything at her, but she threw water in his face before he threw anything in her face. What really ground my gears was that these N-words came over and threw him out while sisters wrote in comments that he was wrong and she was right. I just want to tell you, Black America, that your culture is backwards and fuck and inferior, and that you deserve to be ruled by whomsoever the hell you don't think should ever give you orders. See, I've told this to lighter-skinned Arabs who tend to forget about our equality. Not lighter-skinned Arabs because they tend to forget. I've told this specifically to the ones who tend to forget. You deserve to be ruled over by the darkest, jettest, blackest, widest nose, biggest lip, nappiest headed, Congolese, whose Arabic sounds like something out of a Tarzan movie, and whose names you can't pronounce. You deserve to be forced to take orders from them. Now I got to sit up and say this to you. Now, who do you think is the least qualified to give you orders? It ain't Massa. It depends on which Habib. Maybe it's the Habib that you laugh at as soon as you hear him. That's the one you should have to take orders from. See, 35 years ago, I learned that in the West, it was some real taboo to hit girls, but not the reverse. And that was when a girl hit me and I actually missed when I swung back at her. I remember the little B word too, her first name. It was Mandy. I don't remember her last name. But Ms. Coward was the teacher, not with a D, but with a T, that told me it was so wrong to hit girls, but let her off the hook. And that's why I'm putting Ms. Coward's name out there. Believe me, I'd gladly tell you her first name if I could remember it and she was still alive, but I doubt she's still alive. It was 32 years ago that I learned that in Jigaboo culture, it was not only wrong for a black male to hit a black female, but it was wrong for him to not hit her either. I learned that amongst us, if a black female hits you, you're wrong no matter what after that. You either got slapped and hit by a broad and got beat up by a broad, and you lost because you didn't hit her back, which means you a punk, or you hit her back and you a punk for that. See, once she slaps you, your manhood's over as far as the nigger community is concerned. Make me want to join the clan my mother cuss word self. Well, see, that fan at the music event that told Brittany he loved PJ was emotionally provocative. And the best thing he could have done was to ignore her, as she's one of a multitude of broads that's already too accustomed to too much attention from men. However, the lesson we learn is that in the end, she's considered right and he's wrong no matter what. I swear, this is one time I wish that I knew some strategic way that AQ or the Taliban could sneak in the US and take it over so I could give him that information. Not even so much to see what they did to Massa, but to see how you buckle under the enforced self-discipline. Just so that you N-words would have to take orders from some turban-wearing warriors who don't believe in men and women touching each other in general outside of marriage or close blood ties, and even then not in violence. Why do I say you N-words? The answer is that I ain't one of you when it comes to this. I'm a black man. I'm an African. I'm a Muslim African. I ain't no N-word. I got one in me, but that ain't gonna be who I am. I'm not willing to just be that. I believe in men and women not hitting each other, period, outside of self-defense. But apparently Black America doesn't share this belief, neither the men nor the women. That's why that man was carried out by security for throwing water back in her face after she did it to him, but no one ever threw her funky tail out for doing the same thing after getting in his face. You N-words have created a culture that has many guys traumatized. And girls too. Not just me going through one or two bad experiences. My experiences are pretty much nothing, but I realize that a lot of others, men and women alike, have gone through it. Because there are girls that they get done wrong by relatives, and somebody comes along and says, "Don't tell granddaddy, you know that's his baby." You kill him if you tell him that. No, tell granddad and the cops, as long as it's true. But many males also are outright traumatized because both of our genders think violence between genders is okay as long as it's in one direction, from men against women. Now, most of you in my audience now don't think like this, so don't take offense, but it's important that you understand and even have some of the same vitriol I have for Black America for this reason. We can advocate for Black America to be treated fairly and justly under the law and in business and still oppose our own for this hypocrisy. As a matter of fact, we must do both. You hearing this and not being a part of the problem must voice the same vitriol to the masses of our people, most of whom are still in fact jigaboos, simps, hoes, and hypocrites deserving of being ruled by someone with a turban on their head, who wouldn't know how to apply the religion that is a solution in a way that the solution would help us. And I say something so harsh because hypocrisy deserves punishment just for its own sake. Damn Tarzan chasers out here building culture out of hypocrisy and double standards need to be colonized by someone that will flog backs for drunkenness and fornication and amputate hands for theft if one steals enough at one time. It would do these spear-chucking savages a lot better than being colonized by those who already colonized us both at home and abroad. Because maybe then some matriarchal jungle bunnies would learn something for once about fairness and equity. And don't tell me about the difference between our sizes and strengths. That is a reason for us not to wail on women, true, but that is not a reason for women to hit us just because they're emotional and they feel like it. They're trained and socialized to always feel like it. You tree-swinging gynocracy supporters. They're socialized and conditioned to not need much of a reason other than frustration with life or a hormonal change to hit us. And frankly, Wyatt broads are socialized to be the same way with their own men. Why do you think we keep hearing the term cuck so much? They despise their own men and want to do this to them. The difference is that they don't call us to police their internal violence between each other. Whiteness locks us out of that role. When she hits you, you better not call anyone, but if you hit her, or if you don't, and she just wants to say you did and get victim points from the gynocracy and hyenocracy, she will call white man on your black behind. So before I sign out, my question is this: why do you continue to engage these hybristophilic B words in words or limb? They will always take it to something physical. And the thing is that when your loving sister or mother physically confronts them on your behalf, that same hyena that ain't afraid to hit you or any other man is afraid to hit a woman that can't hit back. And because she's afraid, she may take out your loving sister or mother or cousin. There was a time I had issues with any black person I saw with a white person, and to a certain extent I still do because of their whiteness, not their lack of blackness. Today, I have an issue with any black man I see paying any unnecessary attention, especially sexual attention, to any Western women at all. But mostly that is still the Western black women. I have issues with that guy in whose face Brittany threw the water because he spoke to Brittany at all, giving her attention for a reason other than making himself some money, but not because he threw the water back in her face. If we had any sense, we'd walk away from any groups of sisters we see the same way white women walk away from any numbers of black youth they see. If you don't know her, give her a wide berth and leave her be. And you probably won't get hit and have to throw something at her in self-defense. Keep in mind, she likes hitting you and needs little to no excuse, as I just stated a minute ago. And while not every sister wants to hit you or me, we can't look and tell which ones do and how little an excuse they need. So keeping a distance, not only is that modest and chaste, but it takes away her opportunity to have that story that they all love to tell at the hair salon. The hyena culture demands that story, and the culture of gynocrat goons demands that you back her up when she hits the man or throws something at him and immediately blame and even punish that man. Whichever side you're on, my normal audience or someone I had to address with very insulting terms, whichever one, insult and defy both cultures until you are in a position to leave their jurisdiction. First the hood or the country towns where dumb jungle bunnies predominate, and then the West altogether. Thank you for listening. This has been another Black Mind service announcement. Black Heart, Black Mind, Blackout, Assalamu Alaikum, and Black heterosexual, non-select male power because they don't like it, and Black patriarchy until extinction or judgment day.